Okay, so when we have an empty bucket, to kick it off and get started, is I want to put about a handful of these microorganism activator called Bokashi. Put a handful of it at the bottom of the bucket. Sometimes to do two small handfuls is good. So you got that. And then you want to put about 2 inches of food waste. And then after that 2 inches of food waste, you're doing one layer, which will be about a handful layer of Bokashi on top. So we got our food waste, and a lot of it's from stuff we just juiced. Avocado skins. You can do meat and dairy as well. You wanna, that's a little bit more than 2 inches. We'll take a little bit out. Okay. So that's about 2 inches right there. We got our smasher. Your smasher kind of helps you so you don't have to touch it, just like I did. You don't have to do what I did. But you want to spread it evenly in the bucket. We got a little bit of fish skin right there. All that stuff is good to use. You can do bones, you can do any kind of meat and dairy. You just want to make sure that it's kind of broken up a little bit. You don't want to put like a whole orange inside. And then you come in here, go ahead and grab a handful of that. Yeah, that's a nice little handful you got there. So we have it smashed, we have it evenly layered, and then we sprinkle the handful all over it. Kind of get everywhere. The sides, the middle, everything. So now we've treated it with the Bokashi. Then we get our top. We got a top right there. It's an airtight top. It's a special bucket that doesn't let air inside. It's an extra thickness than normal buckets. And you put your airtight lid on. Now no air is getting in there. It's a completely anaerobic process, meaning that air is the enemy. When air gets in, it starts breeding bad bacteria and bad microbes, and we only want the good anaerobic microorganisms to survive. And all of these microorganisms, they live in an environment without any air. So since the lid is on tight, it's an airtight environment, all of the aerobic bad like pathogens, which is bad bacteria, they'll all die, then all the good ones will survive. All of that food waste is going to start fermenting with this Bokashi, and then we're going to repeat the process. So, tomorrow or later on tonight, we'll put another 2 inches of food waste on top, and put a handful of Bokashi, and then 2 inches of food waste, Bokashi, 2 inches of food waste, Bokashi, etc., etc., etc. Eventually it's full. Once it's full, you let everything sit in the bucket for about 10 days. Airtight, you don't open up the lid. After that 10 days, half of the composting decomposition has taken place. And then you empty everything inside a trench about 3 feet long, a foot deep. Empty everything inside it, mix it with a little bit of the soil in the area, and what you've done is you've given that area just a buffet of microorganisms and of life, and the bacteria in the soil will then go and finish off the rest of the decomposing process, and then usually takes 20 to 30 days. So in about 20 to 30 days, you're harvesting your compost, and it's not just any compost. It's really amazing earth bucket compost.